When the gates of hell dissolved behind me, I expected silence, emptiness, oblivion, but instead, light poured over me like a river, soft and warm, like an embrace I'd never known in life. It didn't blind like the sun or sting like lightning. It was alive, flowing, touching my soul, washing away the ash, blood, and sulfur that had seeped into it over centuries of suffering in the endless facets of hell. Each ray was a note, blending into a melody I couldn't hear with my ears, but felt with my entire being, vibrating in my chest, dissolving the fear, pain, and memories of darkness that clung to me like rusted shackles. The light wasn't just light, it was breath. It was a voice. It was memory, flowing through me, cleansing me like water washing dirt from battered skin. I breathed in, and the air wasn't just air, it smelled of flowers I'd never seen, their scent sweet, but not cloying, with notes of dew, honey, and something intangible, like the smell of morning when the world is still pure, before the shadows of night have woven their webs. My feet touched the ground, but it wasn't solid like stone or scorching like hell's plains. It was soft, springy, warmer than grass, and each step echoed, as if the ground sang back, its voice low and soothing, like a mother's lullaby I'd forgotten from my life, that ended in 1950. I opened my eyes, or thought I did, because here in paradise, there was no difference between seeing and feeling, between knowing and being. My senses merged like colors on a canvas, and before me stretched paradise, not a garden, not a city, not a palace, as I might have imagined in those distant years, listening to sermons in churches, or reading yellowed books by the dim light of a lamp. It was a space, infinite, but not intimidating in its boundlessness, breathing and shifting as if it molded itself to my soul, revealing what I could understand, while keeping a mystery beyond the horizon that beckoned like a star in the night. A field stretched ahead, the grass not just green, it shimmered with every color, from emerald to gold, from sapphire to amethyst, each blade glowing from within, as if it held a star in a fragile vessel. The grass didn't just grow, it danced, swaying like a sea without wind, its movement a rhythm that blended with the melody filling the air, and I felt that rhythm passed through me, as if I'd become part of a song sung by eternity itself. Trees rose in the distance, their trunks not made of wood, but of light, fluid like water, yet solid like crystal, their branches not bending, they writhed like dancers' arms, their leaves chiming like thousands of tiny bells, each sound part of a harmony that flowed through paradise like blood through a living being. The leaves weren't just leaves, they were windows, each one flickering with images, not scenes, but emotions, joy that never faded, love that knew no pain, hope that didn't break under fate's blows. I gazed at them, and my eyes, or whatever served as my eyes, filled with warmth, as if I were drinking light that didn't burn but healed. The sky above wasn't just a sky, it was alive, fluid like an ocean, not merely blue, but shimmering from azure to gold, with waves rolling without falling. And within its depths, sparks flickered like stars that sank. Their voices were gentle yet so powerful that my soul trembled like a string about to snap from the beauty, which was more than I could contain. I stepped forward, and the grass embraced my feet, its warmth rising through my legs, dissolving the exhaustion I dragged from hell, like chains that trailed behind me through its 5 facets. The air was light but full, each breath filling me as if I were drinking light, and with every exhale, I felt my soul expand, grow purer, as if it were breaking free from the bonds that had shackled it in life and beyond. The field wasn't empty in the distance. I saw figures, not human, not angels, but something else, their silhouettes fluid like water, yet radiant like the sun, their forms shifting like clouds, but familiar, like faces I'd loved but forgotten. They didn't approach, but I felt their presence, their gazes not judging but soft, like a hand saying, "You're home." I didn't know what they were, souls, guardians, embodiments of light, but their warmth was everywhere, flowing through the grass, air, and sky like a river that nourished this place, asking nothing in return, demanding no submission, setting no conditions. I walked, and the field began to change, as if it knew where I needed to go. The grass parted, revealing a path not paved with stone or gold, as kings might have dreamed it, was woven from light, shimmering like a rainbow, but soft as silk, its surface rippling like water, yet firm beneath my steps. The path led to a river, not ordinary, its waters weren't water, but liquid crystal, flowing with the sound of 1,000 bells, their chime blending with the sky's melody, creating a harmony that soothed yet awakened, like the first ray of sunlight touching a sleeper's face. I knelt by the river, and its surface wasn't just smooth, it was a mirror, but it didn't reflect me as I expected. Instead of my face haggard, scarred by hell, I saw images greater than me, children laughing, their voices chiming like bells, hands helping, their warmth tangible, eyes glowing with faith, their gaze a beacon in the night. These weren't my memories, but I felt them as mine, each vision a balm healing the wounds inflicted by hell's fire, tar, and screams. The river sang, its voice feminine, a chorus rising like a wave, and I realized it wasn't just water, but memory, the memory of goodness humanity had carried through the ages, despite wars, betrayals, and darkness. I stood, and the river guided me not with words, but with its flow, leading the path onward to the horizon, where mountains rose, not of stone like those I knew in life, where rocks cut hands and feet, these were woven from light, their slopes shimmering like diamonds that didn't cut but caressed, their peaks dissolving into the sky as if they were a bridge to an infinity that didn't frighten but called. I walked, and with each step, the world grew brighter, not blinding but unfolding like a flower, its petals opening slowly, revealing facets more beautiful than the last. The field turned into a grove where trees were pillars of light, singing, their voices low but tender, like a mother's whisper, their branches threads reaching for the sky, their leaves sparks dancing like fireflies, leaving trails that dissolved in the air like smoke. In the grove, I saw shadows, not the ghosts that haunted me in hell, but imprints of those who'd been here before. Their footprints glowed on the grass like stars, their voices part of the melody, flowing through the grove, and I felt their joy, their peace, as if they shared it with me, asking nothing in return, demanding no price, setting no boundaries. The grove gave way to a plain where the grass was taller, but parted like a sea, and in its waves, I saw emotions, love that never died, even when the world crumbled, hope that never faded, even when darkness was thicker than tar, faith that didn't break under fate's blows, no matter how hard they struck. These weren't my emotions, but I knew them as mine, and each brush of the grass was an embrace saying, "You're not alone, you were never alone." The plain led to a lake that shone like a mirror, but it didn't reflect the sky as I expected. It showed stars, not the ones I'd seen in the night, cold and distant, but others, brighter, closer, their light warm like a breath on the cheek. I touched the water, and it didn't wet, it passed through me like light, filling me with warmth that dissolved the last shadows of hell clinging to my soul, like cobwebs holding onto the corner of a forgotten house. The lake turned into hills, rising gently, their slopes covered in flowers, not ordinary ones like I knew in life. Where flowers wilted and lost petals, these were alive, each petal a window showing moments of joy, laughter ringing like a bell, forgiveness lifting a weight from the heart, birth, a miracle greater than the world. I walked, and the flowers sang, their voices childlike yet profound, as if they knew everything but chose joy over pain, light over darkness. The hills led to an arch, not of stone like those I'd seen in the cathedrals, where I prayed in life. It was woven from light, its edges flickering like flame, but not burning, soft like feathers falling from unseen wings. Beyond the arch, I saw a city not of stone like the cities I knew, where streets smelled of smoke and filth. This was of crystal, its towers singing, their voices blending with the sky, its streets flowing like rivers that didn't wash away but carried, lifted, as if inviting me to go further. But the city wasn't the end, it was a threshold. Beyond it, I saw a forest, not like the grove before. This was different, its trees taller, their trunks like columns holding up the sky, their leaves like stained glass filtering light, painting the ground with patterns that shifted like breath. The forest was filled with sounds, not singing, but a whisper louder than a shout, yet softer than a touch. Speaking of a peace greater than me, greater than hell, greater than anything I'd known. I walked, and the ground beneath grew softer, as if it wanted me to stop. But it didn't force, it beckoned, called, like a voice promising home. The forest turned into a plain. Not like before, this was covered in flowers that didn't grow but floated, their petals like wings rising and falling, creating a breeze that smelled of honey and salt, like the sea I'd seen in my youth. The plain led to a mountain, not like the mountains I'd seen in hell, where rocks cut and peaks terrified. This was gentle. It sloped like a staircase, leading not to pain, but to light. I climbed, and with each step, the world grew wider, the sky closer, the stars brighter. At the summit, I saw not a throne, not a palace, but a circle of light that sank, its voice a chorus blending with my breath, and I understood this wasn't the end, but a beginning, a threshold beyond which paradise would reveal its heart. I awoke, not in sweat as I had after hell, but in warmth, with the taste of honey and flowers in my mouth, and the world around me was quiet yet alive, like a breath. This is the first part of paradise. Like and comment if you want to discover what lies within the circle of light, where its songs lead, and what awaits beyond the next threshold, where paradise deepens.